Hello and welcome to Middle Eastern Thursdays. So I know you've been wondering, she has a lot of fragrances, but out of all of these Middle Eastern fragrances that she talks to us about, which ones are really her favorites? Which ones does she really pull depending on the season? Which ones are really her #1 favorites? Well, guess what? Today is the day. Today is the day that I will be sharing with you my favorite Middle Eastern fragrances. And to make it really special, I have categorized them for you by season and by scent profile. I have been working on this video for several weeks as I have over 140 Middle Eastern fragrances alone in my collection. So today, I will start by sharing with you my favorite top 10 winter and fall Middle Eastern fragrances, and as I do, I will be ranking them for you. Next, I will be sharing with you my favorite top 10 spring and summer Middle Eastern fragrances, and of course, I will be ranking them for you. Next, I will be sharing with you my favorite top 10 all year round Middle Eastern fragrances, as in fragrances that you can use during any season of the year. But then, last but certainly not least, I will be sharing with you my #1 pick within 16 different scent profiles. So for example, I will be telling you which one is my top pick under gourmands, which one is my top pick under florals, which one is my top pick under fruity. You get my drift. I hope that that lineup really excites you. But if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and in this channel, we love to talk about fragrances. I upload videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and sometimes I even have a bonus video for you during the week. If that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. Before we get started, it is time for me to share the winners of the 5K giveaway. If you are one of the winners, if you could please just DM me on Instagram so I can get all your Cash App details. So congratulations to the winners, and for the rest of the fam, just know that this is the first of many giveaways to come. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I will be moving rather quickly through these fragrances because we have quite a number of fragrances to cover today. And I'm not going to be sharing notes or giving you details because most of these fragrances, if not all, we've already discussed on the channel. So coming in at number 10, we have a fragrance from Afnan, and it is Amber Rhythm. Coming in at number 9 is a fragrance that is rather new to my collection, but that I really enjoy. And it is from that new line from LATAFFA, Niche Emirati. And I'm talking about Mughal Fort. Coming in at number 8, and I'm sure that this will not be a surprise to you that this one is in my top 10 picks because this is a fragrance that people have really absolutely loved. But out of the two, this one is definitely my favorite, and it's coming in at number 8. And I'm speaking about LATAFFA Camera Kawa. Coming in at number 7 is another fragrance from LATAFFA that is such a high compliment getter, guys. I absolutely love to wear this fragrance because it not only smells good, but it gets me a ton of compliments. And I'm speaking about LATAFFA Amir Al Oud Intense Oud. Coming in at number 6 is a fragrance that's also rather new to my collection. But guys, as soon as I sniffed it for the first time, it was truly an immediate love. And this is from Paris Corner EMIR, and this is Identity Oud Crescent. Coming in at number 5 is a fragrance from Asdaf that I'm sure will not come as a surprise to you, especially if you ever watch my shorts, because this is a fragrance, guys, that not only does it get me a ton of compliments, but there is just something so sexy and mysterious about it. I love wearing this fragrance, and I think it's perfection for the winter season. And I'm speaking about STAG Majd Al Sultan. Coming in at number 4 is a fragrance from Maison Alhambra that I absolutely love. The moment that I sniffed it, it's like, my goodness, I couldn't believe that it was so beautiful and so perfect. I actually even like it more than the fragrance that it was inspired by. And yes, I'm speaking about Baroque Satin Oud from Maison Alhambra. Now we're entering the real heavy hitters because we're approaching the top 3 for my winter and fall fragrance favorites. And this next one will not come as a surprise because this is a fragrance, guys, that, oh my goodness, it deserves all of the hype that it has received. I absolutely love this fragrance, and I'm speaking about Paris Corner EMIR Rificat. Coming in at number 2 is a fragrance that you guys saw my reaction, and I have talked about this fragrance in detail on this channel. And I've had some of you pick it up just based on my recommendation, and everybody has loved it. And I'm speaking about Paris Corner EMIR Forbidden Sugar. For those of you that are here every single Middle Eastern Thursdays, and those of you that have watched every single one of those videos, this will not come as a surprise because this, oh my goodness, this fragrance deserves the number 1 spot that it has claimed. And I am speaking about Paris Corner EMIR Frenetic Delicieux. This fragrance, I have to stop a minute and say, this fragrance is so addictive. It was very hard to pick between Forbidden Sugar and Frenetic, but I have to tell you, once I opened that cap, and I sniffed this fragrance, it is just an absolute delight. This is perfection. I like this fragrance more than the one that it was inspired by. And you know which one I'm talking about. Before I start sharing with you my favorite top 10 fragrances for the seasons of spring and summer, I just wanted to let you guys know that although I have to rank these fragrances, because I knew you were going to ask me to rank them, I really absolutely love every single one of the fragrances, all the way from number 10 to number 1. But let's get going. So specific to the spring and summer seasons, coming in at number 10 is a fragrance that I absolutely enjoy and that I think is perfect for the spring and summer seasons because it has a very peculiar combination of strawberry, champagne, and roses. And it is done, in my opinion, to perfection. And I am speaking about LATAFFA Haya. Coming in at number 9 is a fragrance that I think is just perfect also for the summer and spring seasons. And to be honest with you, I think that this one is better like for spring. But this is a fragrance that I absolutely really love and enjoy. What I don't really like much is the packaging though. So some of you may already now know which one I'm talking about. And I'm speaking about Eco Exotic from RAVE. Coming in at number 8 is a fragrance that I really can't wait to get to the spring season, those warm days, because it pairs very well with an oil. And I think it's just the perfect combination of fruits. And I'm speaking about KHADLAJ HAREEM Al Sultan, the perfume spray. Coming in at number 7 is a fragrance that I absolutely love because it has the note of mango, which I love, and it also has a bit of a tropical twist. But the beauty of this fragrance is that you can use it for casual occasions, but also for formal occasions. And I am speaking about Ard Al Safaran Min Jashabak. Coming in at number 6 is a fragrance that I'm sure will not come as a surprise because you all know how much I love and enjoy this fragrance. And I am speaking about EMIR Paris Corner Mango Punch. Coming in at number 5 is a fragrance that it was really hard to pick between this fragrance that I'm going to share with you and the previous one, Mango Punch. I love them both so much, but in the end, I had to make this one my number 5. And I am speaking about Swiss Arabian Shag Half Oud Amar. The fragrance coming in at number 4 is a fragrance that I am currently absolutely in love with. It was so hard to place it in number 4, but someone had to be in number 4, and I absolutely love all 10 of these fragrances. But coming in at number 4, we have EMIR Paris Corner Vibrant Vetiver Delight. Okay, so we are entering now the heavy hitters of my favorites for spring and summer. And these 3, they will not come as a surprise to you, but when I tell you, I am obsessed with these fragrances, and I just know that I'm going to be layering because I love all 10 of these fragrances, and there's not enough days in the week, especially when I'm always reviewing, to use all these fragrances. This fragrance in the number 3 position is just such a rare fragrance, and I'm sure that you'll agree when I share it with you. It's just that the notes combination and what the fragrance delivers is so different than anything else in my collection. And I am speaking about North Stag Expressions 4. Coming in at number 2 is a fragrance that, guys, I haven't been able to not use it, even though we're not even in spring or summer. And to top it all off, this is a fragrance that I think is perfect for summer. To me, this is summer in a bottle without a doubt. And I am speaking about Paris Corner TASKEEN Marina. Coming in the number 1 spot is a fragrance that I'm not even going to bother to introduce because, first of all, many of you share the love that I have for this fragrance. Second of all, there's just no words to explain how magnificently awesome this fragrance is. So coming in at number 1, we have Paris Corner EMIR Vibrant Orange and Neroli. Okay, so these fragrances that I'm going to share with you next are my top 10 favorites within those fragrances that I feel that you can use all throughout the year. These are fragrances that you can pull for spring, summer, winter, fall. It doesn't matter. And most of these fragrances are also fragrances that you can use during the day, during the night, in any occasion. And they all have great performance. So these are pretty elite fragrances. These fragrances have a very special place in my heart. And some of them, which I will let you know which ones they are when I get to them, really deserve a stellar place in your collection. They could even be your signature scent. So let's go ahead and start with number 10, which is a fragrance that I absolutely love and enjoy. And I'm speaking about LATAFFA Iman. Coming in at number 9 is a fragrance that I am actually right now trying to not remove the cap and sniff it because I absolutely love this fragrance. You can definitely wear this one all throughout the year, and it's also going to get you compliments. And I am speaking about LATAFFA's Massagey. Coming in at number 8 is a fragrance, guys, that some people say that you should only use this one during the spring or summer. But I use it all throughout the year, and I plan to continue to use it all throughout the year because this is one of those fragrances that's really addictive and special. And I just don't think that you have to just limit it to 2 seasons of the year. I really know because I did use it during the fall and winter seasons this year, and it worked perfectly well. And I am speaking about Paris Corner Kahir. Coming in at number 7 is a fragrance that some of you will be surprised that it's at number 7. But remember that all of these fragrances are really fragrances that I absolutely love. And it's just that the ones that are coming ahead of it are true heavy hitters also. But this is a fragrance that is really special to me as it evokes very special memories. And it is just so exotic and so different and brings a note that I absolutely adore. And I am speaking about LATAFFA AJAYEB Pink to Pink. Coming in at number 6 is a fragrance that's pretty new to my collection, but boy have I enjoyed this fragrance. I've even started layering. I absolutely love it. And I am speaking about RAVE Now Women. Coming in at number 5 is a fragrance, guys, that has me truly obsessed. And another one that just to use it because I really need to smell it almost every day, I've been layering with it, and I have several suggestions which I'll share with you in a different video. But I'm speaking about LATAFFA's MOHRA Silky Rose. Oh, coming in at number 4 is a fragrance, guys, that has me truly in a chokehold. And it's been that way ever since I first sniffed it. This is such a beautiful fragrance, so versatile. You can use it for anything, anytime, and believe me, I plan to use it all throughout the year. And I am speaking about LATAFFA's AJAYEB Dubai Portrait. Coming in at number 3, and I'm going to tell you right now that the number 1, 2, and 3 spots in this top 10 was so hard because these fragrances, oh my goodness. Coming in at number 3 is a fragrance that is definitely worthy of becoming your signature scent. It is so elegant, so sophisticated, just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And I am speaking about LATAFFA's Musamam White Intense. Okay, I am going to tell you right now that these 2 next fragrances, guys, when I tell you these were game changers in my collection. I have a collection of niche fragrances, designer fragrances, and I have Middle Eastern fragrances, which are also niche. But this fragrance and the next one that I'm going to share with you, they have even toppled fragrances within those collections because they are that great, that special. Coming in at number 2, I'm sure you will not be surprised when I tell you that it is Swiss Arabian's Shag Have Oud Tonka. Oh, if I had to say that there is one fragrance in my entire Middle Eastern collection that I would highly recommend as my number 1 pick for a signature scent, it would be this next fragrance. This next fragrance is the epitome of elegance in a bottle. When you spray this fragrance on yourself, you are going to feel a certain kind of way. You are going to feel beautiful. You're going to feel alluring. You are going to really feel elegance. So this fragrance is from KHADLAJ Maison Collection, and I'm speaking about Fleur Oud. All right, guys, so we are approaching the end, and we are now with the most interesting part, at least for me. This was so hard for me to do, to pick that one fragrance within each scent profile. Oh my goodness. But I will tell you that without a shadow of a doubt, my number 1 pick is truly my number 1 pick. So let's go ahead and start with the rose-centric scent profile. When I speak of rose-centric, for those of you that may be wondering if you're new to fragrances, I'm speaking about a fragrance where the dominant note from spray to dry down and all throughout the journey, your projection, your sillage, anywhere and everywhere, rose is center, front, and for me, that fragrance is Ahmed Al-Maghribi Bidum Essam. I can't speak highly enough of this fragrance. This is such an exceptional, oh my goodness, this is just such an exceptional rose fragrance. I don't know how they did it, what they did, but I am here for it. And I have been looking for a backup bottle of this for a while and just found it recently because this is the ultimate rose, just a pure rose. I have other rose fragrances in niche and here in the Middle Eastern category that honestly are just absolutely beautiful, like MOHRA Silky Rose. But this fragrance, oh no, this is the star. Anyway, let's keep going. Next is under the scent profile, which is citrusy. So those fragrances that are focused on citrusy notes. And without a shadow of a doubt, my top pick right now, which actually toppled one of my niche fragrances in the citrus category. And I am speaking about STAG Expressions 4. Oh my goodness. I don't need to say anything else because some of you already picked it up, and I have talked about this fragrance to exhaustion in this channel because I absolutely love it. I'm just blown away by the mastery of this fragrance. It is just so beautifully and perfectly done. It is a true citrus fragrance. So the next scent profile that we're looking at is Gourmand. And guys, there were so many fragrances that could have landed in my top pick, but my heart definitely belongs to Frenetic Delicios, EMIR Paris Corner. I can't say enough that this is the ultimate yumminess. Like, if you own this fragrance, can you please tell me if you feel like this fragrance is highly addictive? Like, I can't get enough of it. It's like when I wear this fragrance, this is one of those fragrances that makes me want to bite my arm. Like, because it is that delicious. It is that yummy. It is very addictive, like very addictive. Anyway, moving on. That is my top pick for Gourmand. Next is the fruity scent profile. And I had many fragrances that I could have picked that are really good. But I just feel like when we're talking about fruity all the way, like where all the fruits of the universe are, this next fragrance is definitely it. And I'm speaking about KHADLAJ, HAREEM, SULTAN. This is fragrance universe. Do you guys remember when I first tried the oil that I told you, like, my goodness, what is this? This is like a fruit explosion, a fruit bomb. That's what this one is also. So I just can't wait for the spring and summer seasons to come around to really use the oil and then top it by spraying it with this fragrance, because when I tell you that is an incredible combination, oh boy. The next scent profile is floral fruity. So those fragrances that have the perfect balance, in my opinion, between a certain degree of florals and a certain degree of fruits. So it creates that floral fruity vibe that is so like delicious at times and perfect. It's just a very beautiful, very beautiful type of scent profile. And for me, the one that is perfect within the floral fruity, my top pick is LATAFFA Sakina. This fragrance is all floral fruity to my nose. My top pick within floral fragrances, and there's a couple of fragrances that I must admit to you are very new to my collection, and that I struggled not to include them in my top 10 and also not to select them as my #1 pick. But this fragrance is definitely my top pick for florals. I just could not put her down because I know that she's the one. And I'm speaking about LATAFFA's Massaggi. So under the scent profile of woody and ambery, you know, that kind of like a little bit dark, but not too dark, a bit mysterious. Yes, that type of fragrance. Well, for me, the top pick for that one is definitely LATAFFA's Amir Al Oud Intense Oud. So the next scent profile is one that I kind of made up, or maybe I heard it somewhere, but I just thought about it, and because there's a group of fragrances in my collection that definitely match this, and I'm speaking about what I call the deep Middle Eastern vibe fragrance. There are fragrances that you just put on, and if you've ever been to the Middle East, like, they make you feel like you're at a restaurant in the Middle East, at the mall in the Middle East. There's just a vibe to them, and it's just beautiful. And this fragrance, from the moment I received it, oh, it toppled actually some of my very high-end Middle Eastern fragrances that I've never shared with you. This fragrance is no joke. And like I said in one of my review videos, this fragrance is not for everybody. You must love oud. But this fragrance, guys, the more you wear it and you let it sit in your skin and you get used to it, you're just gonna fall madly in love. And I'm speaking about Swiss Arabian's Shag Half Oud Elixir. Oh my goodness. This fragrance is the ultimate Middle Eastern vibe fragrance. So the next scent profile that I want to share with you is a very special one. This is the one, and you're already going to know because I gave it away earlier because I couldn't resist, because I'm that passionate about this fragrance. I'm not even going to talk much about this fragrance because I've talked about it on the channel, in the comments section. I've just discussed this everywhere because I am so taken by this entire collection, but most importantly by this one. And when it comes to the scent profile of signature scent, my top pick for signature scent would definitely be KHADLAJ Maison Collection Floor Oud. And I'm sure that's not a surprise to you. The next scent profile that we're going to talk about is one that I like to call vacay vibes, you know, like summer vacay vibes. And this next fragrance, as I've told you many times, definitely for me is like summer in a bottle. And I'm speaking about Paris Corner TASKEEN Marina. This fragrance is definitely all about the summer vacay vibes. The next fragrance is, I have to tell you guys, this is truly one of my favorite fragrances. This fragrance is so special. I just can't say enough about it. And it is such a high compliment getter. And the funny thing is that you would smell it and you know, the notes in it are quite strong, and it's a very powerful fragrance, and it's a very bold and statement making fragrance. It's not loud, it just makes a statement. There's something so special about it. And I think that under the spicy scent profile category, my favorite is definitely Asdaf Majd Al Sultan. So in the Oriental scent profile, which speaks to that Oriental feel, and there's a specific set of notes that are typically recognized as being part of fragrances that are considered Oriental. And we're speaking about cinnamon, myrrh, incense, frankincense. You know, you catch my drift. But for me, the #1 pick for Oriental fragrance that brings that exotic side and that spiciness that's so special, oh my goodness, is definitely the latest from Niche Emirati Mughal Fort. This is very, very special. And I've been saying that since the first time I shared it with you, and nothing has changed. Absolutely love this fragrance. In the sweet scent profile, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm sure this will not come as a surprise to you, is EMIR Paris Corner Forbidden Sugar. There is no sweeter fragrance in my collection than this fragrance. But honestly, guys, what I absolutely love about this fragrance and what has me fascinated is that I don't know how they balanced that amount of sugar to still have such a complex and special olfactory journey. You may recall when I talked to you about this fragrance, because I went into excruciating detail because I'm absolutely obsessed with this fragrance. So I'm sure that some of you noticed that within my top 10 in the other categories that we've already discussed, I did not mention any of the vanilla fragrances. But now we are going to talk about one because we are talking about the vanilla scent profile. I think it was worthy and important that I included a vanilla scent profile because everybody seems to love a vanilla fragrance. And we've had a couple that have come out recently that are really focused on the note of vanilla. I'm sure that you know which one the other one is, but my selection, my top pick under the scent profile of vanilla is definitely Paris Corner December Vanilla. So I'm not going to speak about the other fragrance, and I just want to make sure that you know that it's not that I dislike the other fragrance. It's just that this one is so special to me. This is such an incredible vanilla. If you watch the review that I did of this vanilla, I spoke about that this This is like the most realistic but yummy dessert. Like there is no topping this for me. This is really perfection. So this is my top pick. So the next scent profile that I want to cover with you is one where we talk about exotic fragrances, right? Like fragrances that have exotic notes, but not only do they have exotic notes, but they also give you that exotic vibe feel when you wear them. This is just a fragrance that really gives you that exotic vibe and feel immediately upon spraying it. And for me, the top pick without a shadow of a doubt right now is LATAFFA's AJAYEB Pink to Pink. The next and last scent profile that I have for you today is the Fresh Aromatic. And for that, this next fragrance, I just talked about it recently in the channel. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love this fragrance. And this is a fresh aromatic fragrance that, although I think is perfect for spring and summer, I would use it all throughout the year. If you haven't gotten your nose on this fragrance, I am telling you, you are snoozing. You need to get your nose on it. And I am speaking about Paris Corner Eternal Meadows. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of the video, and I just wanted to thank you as usual for hanging with me today. I hope that this was enjoyable and that you were able to get all the necessary information about my favorites within my collection. So just check out the description box to find all of the links to the fragrances that we've discussed. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. This was really enjoyable, and I will see you in the next video.